Hello everybody! I'm experimenting with a new format today in this brief tutorial using Source Filmmaker. I know this is quite different, but I encourage you to check out the chapters in the description below to easily navigate to where you'd like to see. In this tutorial I'll be demonstrating some brief scale controls, a bit of locking props to models, and this little trick here that I was quite happy with, so I just wanted to share it. So, to begin with, you might be familiar with this scene here, where Tails seemingly draws lemons out of thin air. This is a little trick that can be easily accomplished, and I'm going to be demonstrating for that for you right here. So first off, we're going to be wanting to get a fresh lemon model, so we're going to get that real quickly. We have our two lemons here. We're going to make those hidden so that we can work with this. Let's also turn off some of these particles, though, and get in the way and obstruct our view a bit. Boy, I really put a lot in there. That's weird. Campfire's not going up. Oh, there we go. Alright. First things first, we're going to get some scale controls on the lemon, so we're going to open it up. We're going to go to its root transform, we're going to right click, we're going to add scale control to transforms. This will let us make our lemon bigger or smaller depending on what we need. So first let's move it into position so that we can see it a bit more clearly. And we're going to want it to be a little bit smaller. About this much here. So I'm just gonna copy and paste what our controls are here. If you'd like to have an easier time scaling your objects, you can either type in a value here. Every object starts at 0.1 as its default size, so if you ever need to reset it, you can just go in and type that. Alternatively, you can also use the sliders up here. The half one will make it go all the way up to half. The 0 slider can make it go all the way to 0 if you want. But I like using this one because it's much more precise in getting it to be just the right size that you want it. But since I've already done this before, I just want to keep it at the size that'll work for Tails' unique hands. So, first things first is we're going to want to use our lock controls to lock the lemon into position. So rather than having to grab this lemon and move it along with Tails' hand, what we can do to make that easier is to click and drag his hand. We're going to hover it over the root transform, make sure that it's highlighted, let go. You'll notice that there is a lock symbol now, which means that whenever Tails' hand moves, the lemon will move with it. But it's still not in position. Furthermore, if we just have Tails move, sure, the lemon's vibrating a bit, but it's not moving where we need it to be. But that's not a problem. We can fix that easily by selecting the root transform, and we're going to hit the 0 slider all the way. You'll notice that all this info here has gone blank. Don't worry. And we'll see all of this same data that we see right here in just a moment. But first, we want to position the lemon right where we want it. So because we 0 locked it to his hand, the lemon is in the exact position of where his hand is. That's not doing us much good, so we're going to use our position controls. And we're going to position the lemon to be right where we want it to be. Right about there is good. You can rotate it, you can do just as you would like. And as you can see, the lemon now follows all the movements of his hands. So if you're in the middle of posing your model, or perhaps you've already done some animation with your model and you want to put a little prop in there, and you've already done all the animation, simply do this trick and it'll follow all the movements you already have. Of course, it's better to start off doing this That way, as you animate, you can move and adjust the lemon from there. But anyway, so we have our lemon now following Tails' movements, but it's, well, just floating there, as you can see. We need to be able to hide it. So, first things first, we're going to want to make sure that the lemon stays underneath his hand at this part. So, we're going to select all the time from right here, and then we're going to hold shift and scroll up with the mouse wheel so that we'll have the position of the lemon right here, and then it'll move from here to here into his fingers. Watch, I'll demonstrate. So I'll hold right here, select his lemon, and we'll make sure that it stays tucked neatly inside of his hand, away from the view, so that we do not see the lemon. Alright, looking good. And then he'll open his hand and the lemon should get into position. It's moving much too slowly into position, but don't worry, we'll fix that. First, let's smooth it out a bit. Let's hit the round slider just to smooth the animation a bit of it sliding. Alright, good. So far so good. Now we're going to want to make sure that it gets to his fingers a lot sooner than that. So we're going to hold Alt. We're going to click this end of our time, and we're going to drag it to the left. And this will make it so that it gets to his fingers faster. But that's still not fast enough. So what we're going to need to do is to move everything a bit more to the left. So we're going to click here. We're going to hold Alt, click here, and we're going to move, we're going to move everything. So hold Alt, click in this space right here, and then we're going to move everything to the left, which should allow the lemon to appear right as we need it. Seamless. No lemon, seamless. But that still gives us a problem of right here, because we can still see the lemon, and we don't want there to be any lemon. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You could select up to here, and you could just move the lemon anywhere else. Literally anywhere else. You are going to want to make sure that it doesn't spaz out, because while the lemon is still locked to Tails' hand, all that motion data will still transfer. And as you move it outward, you see this trail. This will be what the trail that the lemon will follow. So it'll just like spaz completely out of control. You won't really be able to see it, but it'll just be moving all around here. And there's a good chance that the camera will pick up some of this motion. Normally if you're going to be moving the lemon, you want to first make sure that you remove the lock controls so that we can see all this movement. And what you can do is simply go to playhead, which will simply leave the lemon motionless, but that still doesn't help us. So just move it out of frame, and it'll be right where it needs to be. See? Alternatively, if you don't want to bother with all of that, you could keep the lemon locked to his hand because, hey, maybe you still want to be moving your prop a bit, but you don't want the prop to be showing right now. So all you have to do is select up to this point, because after this is where we want to start seeing the lemon. So select up to this point, move the transform slider all the way down to 0, or the scale slider, and you've got no lemon. It's still there, it just is so small that it doesn't exist. Then you just hit enter, and boom. The lemon is there when you need it. And you can still move it all around however you need it without compromising the rest of the motion data. And there you have it. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and enjoy the final version of this animation.
When life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Make life take the lemons back. Get mad. I don't want your damn lemons. What the hell am I supposed to do with these? Demand to see life's manager. Make life rue the day it thought it could give Miles Tails Prower lemons. Do you know who I am? I'm the one who's gonna burn your house down. With the lemons. I'm gonna get the engineers to invent a combustible lemon that burns your house down.